abuse and discipline. But at the same time, this is our culture, and this is what it says. If you spare the rod, you spoil the child, which means you're not just creating a monster for the Bahamas, but you're creating a monster for the entire world. Grand Bahama is proud to say in 2018 we had a 90% high school graduated. There was a 7.5% that came out with honors. Our crime rate for 2017 was a 5.2. Our crime rate for 2018 is a 5%. You can literally step into a grocery store or any shop for that matter, do your shopping, leave your car running. When you come back outside, it will still be there. If that car goes missing, do not waste your time and call the Royal Police Force, because the first thing they will ask you, did you get in contact with your kids and your spouse? Then call us back, because 10 to 1, they're only playing a prank on you, or better yet, stand to the nearest roundabout, you will see it pass you. Now, this section of the island we have just entered is known as the Lucaya districts. Throughout the island, you're going to encounter names like Lucaya and Tino, and those are in memories of our first ancestors, because the first set of Bahamian people were the Lucayans and Tino Indians. But what happened to our history and culture basically was this. 1492, Columbus had set sail in search of India for spices and gold. Columbus got lost and ended up on an island that was known as Guana, Honey. Columbus since changed its name to San Salvador, because San Salvador means Holy Savior. Columbus quickly realized on Guana, Honey that he was in the wrong place, because the Bahamas only have natural resources such as sun, sand, sea, salt, and aragonite. It was nothing Columbus had needed, so he set sail again. He ended up on a different island that the world had known back then as Hispaniola. Today we would know it as Haiti and the Dominican Republic, where Columbus found what he was looking for, sugar and gold, but he was lacking manpower. So what he did was return to the Bahamian Islands, capturing the Lucayan and Tino Indians, forcing them to work the sugar plantations of Santo Domingo and Haiti. Who did not get captured by Columbus and his men, flee from the islands because of Columbus and his men. For over 100 years, the entire Bahamas had no human life. The next set of people to enter these islands were the Africans, who were seeking freedom from slavery. Today, the Bahamas is known as a multi-ethnic nation, and you will encounter a lot of Bahamians like myself, who has a black daddy with a white mom. Bahamians of my genetics and of my complexion were nicknamed in these islands to be called Conky Joes, or some people would say mulattas, because it means bright-skinned islanders. National symbols of the Bahamas. Our national flowers are known as the yellow elders. The national tree is Lignum vitae. It's a solid hardwood originated from Africa. The national birds, the pink flamingos. The national fish, the blue marlins. The national dish, a conch salad. And the national drink of these islands is the Bahamas. Did any of you people have it on board the ship?
Yes.
You did? Oh, I'm sorry, honey. You had a lot of Bahama cousins. Get a real Bahama mama today on the island. The ship has a replica. Try another one today. It's more different, believe me. A very unique thing about the island. Do you guys notice traffic buildup? And this is considered rush hour or morning. The island is 96 miles in length and 17 miles wide, but Grand Bahama is proud to say that we have 17 roundabouts and 7 existing stoplights. Because of the 17 roundabouts, we never have traffic jam. It's always a smooth flow. This is the way traffic is throughout the day on the island, and sometimes there's even less because of those roundabouts. And a very unique thing about Grand Bahama that sets us apart from every other Bahamian island would be our wildlife. We actually house 2 of the most dangerous species of animals in the world is native to this island, which is Dale, my driver, and myself. Prior to Dale and I, they are no poisonous or dangerous animal, birds, or insects. We do have snakes and they will bite you, but they are non-poisonous. Our largest game as far as wildlife goes would be a raccoon. And another unique thing about Grand Bahama would be our freshwater system. The island has an abundance of fresh drinking water, and that is because the base of the island is completely made up of coral and limestones.
Wow.
Coral and lime combines, it reacts as a natural filter. Filtered salt water gets trapped below, created three on-the-ground freshwater rivers that runs east to west of the island. The smallest of those three rivers will supply 750,000 people with fresh drinking water. Anywhere you dig 20 to 25 feet, you are going to encounter freshwater pocket, which is a good thing, but because of those three rivers, we are lacking in topsoil. The island has less than an inch, which makes heavy agriculture difficult for us. 80% of all fruits and vegetables found on Grand Bahama most likely came from Andros, which happens to be the agriculture capital for the entire Bahamas. There's a university based in Andros known as BAMSI that teaches marine biology as well as agriculture. As far as colleges and universities go for Grand Bahama, to the eastern side you can find College of the Bahamas as well as University of the Bahamas, and within the Freeport section there's a school called TVI, which happens to be a technical institute. 2018, July 1st, the Bahamian government made BTVI completely free so young adults and adults can go back to school and further their education by learning a trade at the expense of the Bahamian government. Grand Bahama Island. There are 26 private clinics, but there is one public hospital. At a private clinic, be it foreigner or local, it is $125 before seeing a doctor. But at the Rand Memorial Hospital, as a foreigner, you're required to pay $20.75. As a Bahamian, we would pay $10.75. After that, medical care is completely funded by the Bahamian government, with the exception, if you have to fly island to island because of your medical condition, government will stand the med bills and you stand your own transportation costs. Another unique thing about the island is our canal systems. The city of Freeport has a channel of canals. They're 10 to 15 feet deep salt water dredged from the ocean, man-made. These canals were designed specifically so guys and girls are able to pull their boats and yachts directly to their backyards. If you start to look to your right, coming up in a few seconds, just look for some boats. That is a visual of one of the canal paths. We can also, to the immediate right, you'll be able to see it like right now. The canal paths we can also use to do things like fishing and water sports. It rises and falls with the main ocean, so from time to time you can find all marine life, including sharks, making its way through the canal systems. So because a conch is our national dish, well, you folks would say a conch. We would say a conch. Keep in mind, a conch is the proper pronunciation, but we are island people and our English is terrible. We would say a conch. A conch is our national dish. It's a mussel, it's a shellfish, and it's also a natural aphrodisiac. So conch salads is most consumed by Bahamian men, or I like to say most abused by Bahamian men. This island story song, which is mandatory for me to sing, came about from a fisherman who had a few too many conch salads. And it goes like this. In Freeport town, there was a family with much confusion, as you must see. There was a mama and a papa and a boy, he was grown. He wanted to be married and have a wife of his own. He met this young girl and she suited him nice. He went to his papa to gain some advice. His papa said, son, I gotta say no, because that girl is your sister, but your mama don't know. Say, whoa, it's me. Shame and scandal in my family. The weeks went by and the summer came down. Assumed the best coat on Grand Bahama he found. He went to his papa to name a day. His papa shook his head and again he had said, you can't marry that girl. I gotta say no. She's also your sister, but your mama don't know. Say, whoa, it's me. Shame and scandal in my family. He went to his mama and covered his head and told his mama all his papa had said. His mama, she laughed and said, go son, go, because your daddy ain't your daddy, but your daddy don't know. And believe it or not, it came about because we had a fisherman die at 84 years old and he left 73 living children. 700 islands back in the 60s, I assume, was not enough television to go around. So I'm going to leave you guys with one last thing for this morning. The proper pronunciation for the word Bahamas and the meaning of the word Bahamas. The word Bahamas came about from the Spanish. It is pronounced Bahamar, but in English, we would say Bahamas, which means multiple islands in shallow seas. Welcome to the Wyndham Viva Fortuna Resort. Now, 3 p.m. the bus will arrive here. At 3 p.m. the bus leaves at 3:05 p.m. So I'm expecting to see all 43 of your beautiful faces at the exact location in which I'm gonna let you folks off at. It is the exact location. I will return at 3 o'clock and we will leave at 3 p.m. I hope you guys enjoyed your 25 minutes aboard H-Verb's charter. Do enjoy your time on the island. Today is also a perfect day for you to take back what we like to call the island's largest exportation item. By our opinion, it's a little bit of sunburn. So when we come to a complete stop, guys, and you exit, please make sure you have all of your personal belongings before exiting the bus. You go straight inside of the lobby to guest services and they're going to check you into the hotel for your day pass. Have a wonderful time again. We will see you at the end of the day, 3 p.m. to be exact. Tips are not mandatory, but they're always well appreciated.